Because of its geographical location and climate, Guatemala is a country of natural wealth that has favored human life for millennia. Guatemala's topography has allowed different microclimates to exist, and they in turn host a high variety of flora and fauna, which together with the cultural diversity were taken into account in 2010 to declare Guatemala as one of the world's mega-diverse countries. Unfortunately, the country is exposed to seismic, volcanic and cyclonic activity, posing hazards for people, such as strong winds, landslides, accelerated erosion and floods, which are exacerbated by inadequate management of the land. These conditions, together with high social vulnerability, create disasters that affect the whole population. Climate change is a global issue that can potentially worsen many of the problems that currently affect humanity, especially in developing countries. Even though the climate has always changed, the problem lies in the accelerated pace at which current changes in climate are happening, and they are closely related to the emission of the so-called greenhouse gases. Guatemala has been identified as one of the most vulnerable countries in the world, which has become evident in recent years through losses of lives and damage to property and infrastructure during weather events. One of the main concerns derived from climate change is the change in rainfall. An increase or reduction in the annual amount of rain, changes in the start of the rainy season, and rises in the intensity of rainfall have negative impacts on people and agriculture.
El sector azucarero guatemalteco, consciente del gran problema que significa el cambio climático en el mundo, ha fundado recientemente el Instituto Privado de Investigación de Cambio Climático con el objetivo primordial de encontrar soluciones científicas para mitigar los efectos que este cambio nos va a producir en la región.
Guatemala's carbon emissions have been estimated at 12 million tons per year, which at the global scale is insignificant because emissions worldwide amount to 29 billion tons. Nevertheless, it is important to take actions in greenhouse gas emission reductions because there is a common but differentiated responsibility to do it. Although those countries that have contributed the most to the problem should make much bigger efforts. Reducing emissions of these gases is also important because there are local benefits in improvement of health conditions and the opportunity to sell carbon credits, as well as obtaining other benefits from forest protection and recovery. As in all productive processes, the sugar industry worldwide emits greenhouse gases mainly through the use of fertilizers for sugarcane cultivation, fuel for farm work, transportation, and the burning of sugarcane before it is harvested. Nonetheless, there are also sources of emission reductions such as carbon sequestration by sugarcane during its growth, the generation of electricity from sugarcane bagasse, which produces around 23% of all electricity in Guatemala during harvest time, greater efficiency in the use of fertilizers, and reforestation. The Climate Change Institute seeks to promote and facilitate the reduction of greenhouse gases to the atmosphere by maximizing existing practices and spreading new ones. The ICC works on the conservation and recovery of key ecosystems, such as cloud forests, riparian forests, and mangrove forests. The Institute was also created to help Guatemala reduce its vulnerability and adapt to climate change based on science and technology, supporting its members and also the local population.
El clima ya ha tenido un impacto fuerte en nuestro país, por lo que es urgente que tomemos acciones que fortalezcan nuestros sistemas productivos, nuestra infraestructura, nuestras comunidades y sobre todo la capacidad de nuestra gente de afrontar con éxito los retos que tenemos ya y los que puedan surgir en el futuro.
In order to achieve its goals, the ICC has organized its activities into 5 different but closely related programs. Two of them are eminently orientated on research. The aim of two other programs is to promote and carry out actions on the ground. And the fifth program is parallel to the others, and its function is to maximize the impact of the Institute, the Capacity Building and Communications program. The ICC intends to contribute to formal and informal education of different key groups in society, such as teachers, decision-makers, planners, and future professionals. The Institute's main offices are located in the department of Escuintla because its initial actions were defined for the Pacific slopes of Guatemala. The ICC is a contribution to the country. Nevertheless, we are all responsible for bringing efforts together and work jointly so that in an atmosphere of cooperation, we can face the problems caused by climate change. ICC, fighting climate change through science.